at reachable distance, so that's a good thing, I guess. Oh, almost slipped. There we go. Nice. All right, those are the palms we're gonna trim. The 2-for-1 special in the backyard. Let's go check them out. My name is Luis Benitez. I'm a climbing arborist. Whew. These are pretty tall. So immediately the shed is what the little canopy, gazebo, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be something we have to, be aware of. I think I could just take my handsaw, but I'm gonna use a chainsaw. I believe they want 4 up there, maybe a 10-2 style trim looking at a round clock, but I think, lately all the clients are asking to remove as much as possible. So we're probably gonna leave 4 up there, but I'm gonna confirm. Ideally, I'm gonna drop everything over here. So, with my climbing gear, my rope and zigzag is what I'm gonna be using. Let's go, let's get started. All right, we're at 70%. Got my rope, got my harness and my chainsaw, my handsaw. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and climb the palm and spike it because we're not gonna throw a line. We don't have, and this is a backyard, so we're not gonna be able to throw a lift. I put a lift in here. So here in Las Vegas, in the city of Las Vegas, the majority of companies are climbing palms. So I'm gonna climb the tallest one and then I'm gonna swing. 4 palm fronds is what they want up there. It's already confirmed. Somewhere in Henderson, I believe. Whew, dirty pool.
Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Mr. Benitez himself here reporting from Las Vegas, Nevada. Here we're gonna watch me climb 2 Mexican fan palms. Right now I'm using the ladder to get a little heads up on the palm so I don't have to spike the base of the palm. Although the palm has already been spiked, as you can see in the video, many times before me. But this is a little risky and I'm gonna go ahead and try to do some audio work because in this video there's a lot of wind and the audio was rough, so please bear with me and let's go ahead and watch this together. So just a warning, this is for entertainment purposes only. I want to show you guys how I actually do my work.
Alright. I'm thinking about getting new spikes, you guys. I really like my short gaffs, but this is a good time to taunt myself. So a lot of climbers have different setups. I'm using the Petzl zigzag today. There we go. now I'm tied in this to my bridge, and then I'm also tied this to the flip line, so I'm pretty safe. There we go. So now that I'm tied, I can just time with both.
So you didn't have to do what I just did right there. A lot of people are way more courageous than I am, and they just use one primary source of attachment with the orange flip line all the way to the top. But this is a little bit safer, and I did feel a little bit more comfortable doing that because I didn't want to gap out, I didn't want to slip, I didn't want anything. I don't want any like damage to my body whatsoever. This is already risky, so to each their own, but this is how I did it. Once I'm attached twice with my flip line and my friction saver and lifeline, I can go ahead and continue climbing with much more security. Usually that's where like where I'm at, the palm fronds, the dead palm fronds, that's where the bees, wasps like to hang out. Luckily there's nothing there. I'm trying to get to the top. I believe I do use a chainsaw here to remove the dead palm fronds because it does get difficult. But I use my handsaw because I like to control a lot of the debris and throw it in a specific spot. Now I know a lot of arborists are killing themselves right now, and before you type it in, I know you're gonna tell me about the speedline kit. I'm well aware of it, but I'm training on it and I'm gonna buy it soon. So look out for those videos here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the dead palm fronds. And again, don't do what I do. This is one handsaw movement right here. Just be extremely careful. A lot of arborists are different. You know, if you have to one handsaw it, you know, it's not recommended at all. It's not in the ISA books. It's not recommended, but it is what it is. I have to do it when I have to do it. Now, that might spark some debate, but it is what it is. Like I said before, the handsaw technique, you can control it a little bit more, throw it where you want it, so you don't have, you know, so you don't destroy or do damage to the gazebo. Those pesky seed pods that nobody likes, those could do damage, especially the butt end of it. They're a little bit heavier and full of water. That's yeah, that could cause some damage, so you need to be careful.
Get it in. Alright. Alright, now we can move a little bit better. That's why I made the clearance. So me personally, I like to use my handsaw with my green pump ones. That way I have full control. Gotta be careful with those bees. Okay, so these are all dead pom-poms, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my chainsaw. It's a little windy. dead palm fronds, it's gonna be a guarantee that they're gonna go to the neighbor's yard, and we don't want to do that. So this is when you have to control everything.
So here I kind of stopped using a chainsaw because it's getting difficult with the wind. You never want to work against the wind or against gravity. You'll later see this in the video towards the end when I'm rappelling. So yeah, I'm hand controlling everything here. The green palm fronds are a little bit easier to handle, but the dead palm fronds, because they weigh nothing, they really don't, like, they can go anywhere, and it sucks because, you know, if they go into the neighbors, we have to jump in there and get it and whatnot. So we want to control everything and drop it in a safe drop zone. You can't really, yeah, you can see it there when I move my arm. So those pesky seat buds getting cut, they're pretty heavy. Thank goodness this is a Mexican fan palm, because if it was a California, forget about it. Those are like quadruple the size, and you know, they're just as heavy. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and adjust ourselves here. In the video I say I like to go counterclockwise, but that's not correct. I like to go, well, it depends on the situation, right? Whatever the situation may call, you might want to move your body clockwise or counterclockwise and work your way through. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, you know, I edit these videos and I just watch them once and never watch them again. I just learn from them and that's it. But anyway, please watch my videos over and over again. Anyway, let's go. So the dead palm fronds are removed. Now I can focus on like the final cuts, which is going to be the 3 palm fronds that are there. I mean the 3 seed pods that are there. I got 2 for 1 right there. That was nice. Also, that's 4 palm fronds. Excuse me. And again, I'm going through this video because it's fairly windy. You trust me, you don't want to listen to that, and I don't want this video to go to waste, because I do want to show how it's done.
What I want to do is,
when you don't have the speedline kit,
take my my friction.
You know, I know that a lot of clients, I mean a lot of climbers here in Las Vegas, Nevada, they don't care. They just, like, I worked with them, so I've seen this. They simply don't care. They'll just go up there, turn on the chainsaw, and let it drop anywhere and everywhere, going onto the neighbor's house.
Comfortability here.
You know, like sometimes destroying a bush or two, and that can all be replaced and whatnot, but it just doesn't look good in my opinion. And you know, I haven't gotten callbacks from clients, because I know I've worked with other climbers where I had so much work where I kind of like subcontracted some work and worked together with some other climbers, but you know, you tell them specifically, hey, you know, throw the trash here, throw the debris here, and they don't care. They'll just be like, yeah. And once they're up at the palm tree, they'll just do it their way. So be wary of that. This is why I like to do it this way. You know, you stand out a little bit more from the others, and the clients do notice that. The clients notice pretty much everything that you do. So we're working the palm fronds, the green ones. A lot of people ask me, why are you cutting the palm fronds that are green? They're healthy. I understand. Oh my goodness. Get out of there. You don't know what you're doing. Blah, 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 blah. Well, listen, we're in a suburban area. We are in the suburbs here, where we live in a city where there are HOAs, aka homeowner associations, or they send letters to my clients or homeowners, and they will give you a time frame to trim your palm trees because it looks bad according to them, giving it less appeal to the property, etc., etc. And they give you like a time frame, maybe like 30 days up to 60 days, I'm not entirely sure, to trim your palm trees, or you will get fined. You don't want to get fined, so you want to take care of that ASAP. And a lot of clients they just tell you, hey, remove as much as you can, even though you tell them, hey, I recommend a more natural trim, an open canopy, like a 9-4, looking at around clock, removing only the dead palm fronds and any damaged palm fronds and the seed pods. You don't want to remove more, but it is what it is. Clients tell you, oh, no, I don't care, I could die for all I care, I really don't like these palm trees. Then I would tell them, well, you should consider removing them, and then you give them the quote. It's a little bit too much, so they say, let's just prune them, and let's prune them as much as possible, and let's do this every year. So that's what we do. Anyway, enough of that tangent. We're going down. Let's check this out.
Oh, almost slipped. No, that would have been bad. I would have probably just swung back to that tree. Ate shit. Right. Keep going. Hit a little higher. You always gotta be careful with people down there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Turn that off and let's go ahead and readjust ourselves. So once we are done with the first palm tree, we went on and climbed the second one attached to the first one, and nothing changes. You do the same thing. Just always be careful with the lines, your climbing lines, your flip line. Even though your flip line is wire cord, you don't want to nip it and then you have to replace it. Everything is costly in tree work. All the tools are so expensive. But anyway, so here we're gonna go ahead and do a hurricane style trim as the client requested. I would say maybe like let's see, maybe like 90% want hurricane style trim. Easily 90%, a strong 90% of people that I know want a hurricane style trim. Don't shoot the messenger, because
even in commercial properties, there are palms that get trimmed or pruned, and they get left with like 4 palm fronds at the top. Sometimes even just one, which is crazy. Just like 1 palm frond is up there, and surprisingly, they come back. They come back twice as fast, though. They grow twice as fast because you're removing so much foliage. The palm tree is trying to grow back what you just cut, and sometimes they're not successful at it, and they get stressed and they just don't come back. But from my experience, and I've been doing this for almost 7 years, I have pruned back. I had a client where she said, prune back the palm tree until there's only one left. I looked at her and I looked at the person that I was working with, and I said, what? I was shocked. I was like, oh, I'm going to kill your palm tree. She said, no, you're not. Do it. And it was like one of those, I felt it. It's like one of those moments where if I didn't do it, she wouldn't pay. And I didn't want to get into that situation. So let's go ahead and avoid that. And let's just go ahead and do what she requested. And to my surprise, I drove back to that client's house maybe like a year and a half later, and that palm tree was full. It was full of seed pods. It was like it had like a row of dead debris, and it was thriving. Like, I was surprised, to be honest. So, from my experience, like I said, they'll come back. It's very, very rare where you can over prune a palm tree and it won't come back unless your tools are diseased and you pass on the disease to the palm tree. Then that's a whole other story. But usually when you over prune a palm tree, it is okay, but I still do not recommend it. I do recommend a 9.3 or a 9.4 style trim, only the dead palm fronds and the damaged green palm fronds, because it'll last longer, it looks nicer in my opinion, and you don't have to consistently trim your trees every 6 months. But it is to each their own. Sometimes a lot of clients get unbearable amounts of HOA letters and they have to trim their palm trees every 6 months. Or I have clients that have pools, and those seed pods that you see there, those seed pods destroy pools.
There we go.
The filters get destroyed because those little flowers that they release, the pollen, those seed pods destroy the filters, and it gets very, very costly to replace those filters constantly. Especially if you don't have a pool guy, you have to do a lot of labor, or you still have to pay for the materials to replace your pool filter and things like that. So that can get costly as well. So a lot of clients choose to prune their palm trees every 6 months too. And I've had situations where I go every 6 months and just remove the seed pods and leave all the green palm fronds all healthy. And I've had the reverse, where the opposite, where they want me to remove all the palm fronds and leave only 3 or 4 up there, and do that every 6 months. But regardless, the bill gets high, and it is a maintenance thing that you still have to do regardless. So a lot of people do choose to remove their palms, but not all the time.
we adjust ourselves down way too low. So we have nothing, absolutely nothing bothering us now. Whoa. Better cutting. There we go. Got lucky right there. I need that speed lighting kit, man. We'll cut this one and I think that's it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring that pressure saver to this one. Because and I'm gonna put the rings this way, so when I pull it, it's gonna go that way, not towards the house. Because if I swing to the palm tree and rappel down from that palm tree, those rings will most likely hit that gazebo, and that's gonna do damage. So we don't want to do that. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, almost there. So we're gonna put the rings facing my left side, so when I pull it, it's gonna go towards that side. Should be good now. I'm gonna take the red one off because it's just that way. Go ahead and rappel down. Yeah, this is perfect. The rings will be this way and I'll pull it. It'll land that way. So I'm testing it. I'm well attached and well, yeah, I'm well attached and I'm good. attached.
Oh, no. I thought I was good, but I was not. This is a good example of me going against gravity, and you learn why not to do it, because this palm tree has a kind of a lean going onto the right side, and look at me going onto the left.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's horrible. But again, I had to do it this way because I would prefer me kind of struggle, and once I'm down there, I'll be alright, because the rings are still facing like where I want to pull the friction saver. Because if I did it if I did it with gravity, like I go down with gravity, the rings will be facing directly onto the gazebo, and those rings are metal or aluminum, and that will definitely make a hole or damage the gazebo. So we mitigate risk here, and I'd rather do this, what I just did now. It is what it is, though. It was fun. Bam. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and subscribe. My name is Luis Benitez, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for watching.
Nice. Whew. 33 minutes and 47 seconds. No damage to the roof whatsoever. Alright, let's go.